Hiya, this morning I'd like to do a quick conversion of this sticker album into an A6 Traveller's Notebook. This sticker album came in the Getaway kit for Planners Anonymous. It's really gorgeous, really nice design and a soft watercolour effect on it with a nice snap closure. Has lots of plastic sleeves inside it which are perfect for storing the sticker sheets that come with the kit, and also the stamp sets that come with the kit. But I already have sticker and stamp storage that I'm quite happy with, so I thought what I'd like to do is remove these plastic sleeves and make this into an A6 Traveller's Notebook. So if you look at an A6 notebook, you can see it's a great size for this Traveller's Notebook here. I'm going to completely remove the plastic sleeves and not use them at all, but another thing you could do is actually add some holes and elastic just in the center here, and you could hold a notebook in the middle. So you could keep the plastic sleeves in the book and just add that notebook and make the book even more functional if that's something that you'd like to do. I'm just going to remove the sleeves completely. First of all, I'm just going to try and pull it off from around the rivet and we'll see how that goes. Okay, that's really firmly attached. So I'll just try with some scissors. Cut around the rivet and then pull it off the rivet. Like so. I could possibly reuse these parts here. I might keep it for the moment and see if I can come up with something to reuse those. So we've still got the rivets here. I could possibly remove them if I got some pliers, for example, and lift it up around here, but that would actually just leave holes here, which might be a little bit unsightly. So I'm actually just going to leave the rivets there and then just add the elastic for the Traveller's Notebook. Now that we just have the cover, I'll show you here. This is an A6 template which I use for making A6 Traveller's Notebooks. And if I lay that with the cover, you can see this sticker album is the same height as my template, more or less, and it's just a little bit shorter than it. So it should be able to fit a good amount of inserts. I've got 3 notebooks here. These are just A6 notebooks from Kmart. If we just pop them in there, you can see that that closes easily and there's still actually space there. The snap would allow more space for adding dashboards and other things. So I'm going to add 4 elastics inside here. This method, I'm just going to use a ruler and a pen to show you how to put the holes in. An A6 page size is actually half of an A5 page size, which is half of an A4 page size. So here I have an A4 page. If I fold that in half, that's the size of an A5 page. And if I fold that in half again, that's the size of an A6 page. So A6 is 14.8 by 10.5 centimetres or 5.8 by 4.1 inches. Just to give you some technical points there. So this here is an A6 page if you don't happen to have a notebook at hand, and you can buy printables for your Traveller's Notebooks from lots of different printable shops, so you can print your own and cut them to pop in your Traveller's Notebook. If you lay the A6 page size down in the centre, just eyeball it. So about the middle of the rivets and about the same amount either side here. I've just got a Sharpie and I'm just going to put a dot here and a dot here. So that's the center of the center hole, and then if you look on my template here, the center of this hole and the center of this hole are approximately 7 to 8 millimeters apart, or about 5/16 of an inch. So if you just get a ruler, I'll just do it in inches. If we put the ruler approximately parallel with the edge here and put this here, and we'll just count 5/16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about there. And we'll do that on the other side. Now we've made 3 dots at the top of the traveller's notebook and 3 dots at the bottom of the traveller's notebook. From the first dot to the third dot is about 10/16 of an inch, or about 1.5 centimeters. And the dots are approximately 1/4 of an inch, somewhere about 3/4 of a centimeter from the edge here. If I just quickly grab my template and put them over the dots, you can see the center of each dot is approximately in the center of the hole of my template. Normally I just use the template and punch the holes in the places on the template. To punch these holes through, I have a We Are Memories crocodile, and I use that on the 1/8 of an inch hole. You could possibly just use a hand punch. Here I have a Fiskars hand punch, which makes a hole this size, which I also think from memory is 1/8 of an inch. So what I'll do is I'll start with the crocodile, but then I will try it with the hand punch. One of the reasons I like using the crocodile, apart from the fact that it punches through lots of things, is that it has this little gauge here, so you can push that right up against the edge of your cover, so hopefully getting things in a reasonably straight line. So I've set this on 5/16 of an inch, is it? 5 little dots across. And I'm just going to eyeball the little dot that I've made until it's in the center of the hole here. And then just it punches through super easily. Like so. So we have 3 holes punched for elastics. Sometimes you get little bits just stuck in there, so you just need to turn it upside down and give it a little bit of a shake and shake that little bit out. Last hole I'll just try and use this punch on. Or a bit more effort is required with that. But you can see it's still punched through. So it's also made a hole there. It's just a bit more effort is required than squeezing the crocodile together. But if you don't have a crocodile, the handheld punch works great. Now that we have the holes, the next step is to thread the elastic into the holes and the books and inserts and so on attached to the elastic. So I use 2mm round elastic for all of my traveller's notebooks. This is one that I got from BB Craft. I'll pop a link below if you're interested. And because we have 3 holes, we'll have 4 elastics. So you just want to measure approximately 4.5 times the height of the traveller's notebook. and cut it there. So you have a bit of elastic about 30 inches long. It's good to heat seal the ends because, as you can see, they can fray. See there, they can fray. So if you heat seal them, that will prevent that. So I just use a gas lighter and just heat seal the ends like so. So you can see that's really super quick and it makes a nice tidy end that isn't going to fray. So to thread it, if we go up through the centre hole and down to about halfway, and then take the other end of the elastic and up through the hole beside, and then down all the way to the bottom hole, so straight down into the end hole, and then up the centre hole, and then we want to go back down the centre hole that we first came up. It's a good idea just to pull the elastic off to the side and hold it to make the hole as big as you possibly can for threading the other elastic in. And then up the last hole, all the way down to the bottom, down that hole. So you can see we've got 3 straight lines there, and then up the centre hole again. So once again, if you try and move the elastic off to the side, just to maximise the size that your hole can be for threading the elastic through. And now we have 3 elastics going straight up and down, and then we've got our 2 ends. So just tie a simple knot in there. Like so. And you can see we have 4 elastics with 2 being in the centre hole. And we'll just trim this one side, it's a bit long. It's just easier to tie knots if you have a little bit of extra elastic rather than not quite enough. So if you cut something, you need to heat seal it again. So now just to show you, if you don't know traveller's notebooks at all, what you now do with the elastics, that's where you can grab your inserts that you've printed or your notebooks or whatever. You just take the centre of the notebook, lift the elastic and thread the notebook in like so. And then you can also make dashboards with the paper and so on, which wrap around the outside of the notebook, and you can make all sorts of goodies for the notebook. So I will have another video setting this up where I'll show you that. But for now, I'm just going to thread these 3 notebooks I got from Kmart in there. You can see they all fit. It snaps closed. And then just while we're here, another thing that you can do is create a pocket to add here. With the Planners Anonymous kit, we received this suitcase paper pocket, which I haven't decorated yet, but you could add tape along here and add that. You could deco podge it to make it, or Mod Podge it to make it more durable before you do that if you like. Or what I do with a lot of mine is just add adhesive pockets. So I have sort of a stash of adhesive pockets. For example, this one's just gold see-through and gold dots. So that would be perfect there. Or this one here, even, that could look really pretty. That could look quite nice on there. That's a simply gilded one. So you can add an adhesive pocket there. I'll do that as part of my setup video, but just a quick useful idea. And if you have the adhesive pocket, you then have something to hold things in the front here. So you could, for example, add die cuts, or you can even pop some stickers in the pocket and have that pocket. So it would look like this. You could have that pocket on there. So it makes it a little bit more useful. So that's my conversion of the sticker album into a traveler's notebook. I'll just show you from the spine. So you can see, you see the elastic, and you also still have the rivet there. I don't really have a problem with that at all. You can hang charms with lobster clasps and so on off here. So that's another thing that you can do. Inside, definitely adding a pocket there would be great, and then you can set it all up with dashboards and so on and make it your own. Hopefully that's given you some inspiration of something you can do with the sticker album if you don't actually want to use it as a sticker or a stamp album. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.